Hi there guys, and a huge welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name's Sarah. I'm the creator of Brushed Up Beauty, and if you do, well, you know the drill. Welcome! Today we are going to be doing part 2 in the series of the Emily Noel. Sorry, I think that's how I pronounce the name. I've been calling it Emily Noel, so apologies Emily, I believe it's Emily Noel. And Revolution Beauty collaboration. So this is what she looks like. The mirror is literally the same size of the palette. I am just hiding it so it doesn't show up what I've got going on behind the camera. Now, there has been quite a bit of controversy behind this palette. There's been a few reviews already. I've done one look with the palette where I thought the shades were pretty inconsistent. I've had a bit more of a play around with it. I still think it's the same, but I'm going to give it a shot today. I've played about with some concealers, some different eye bases to try and find what works the best. So on my face currently, I've got some MAC Cosmetics Studio Fix Foundation. I've got some Eye Erase Concealer by Maybelline, and then I've just popped some Maybelline loose powder on just to set it all down. And then obviously I've got some excess just going on, so we can catch any fallout. Now, I'm going to be totally honest in this review. I'm just talking about the makeup. I am not in any way talking about Emily herself. I think she's built up her channel amazingly. It was all organically grown. She didn't just take any collab. She took what she thought was good for her and her subscribers. Now, I did have the Needs palette. I've got to be totally honest, I didn't like it at all. But that when Emily's creation, they were powders that were already in Revolution Beauty's line, and she just put them all in a palette. I just wasn't a fan. But this is Emily's creation. Now, just to start off before we get into the actual eyeshadows themselves, I love the packaging. Sorry, mine's got bloody eyelash glue on. Look at the size of it, it's huge. I love the way the colours are put together. I think Emily really has an eye for that, and I will not be the first person to say that. I've seen it in almost every review. I love the names. I think they're beautiful. I'm just not 100% sold on the palette and its formulation of the eyeshadows. So I found that these shadows work best with the Revolution Pro Eye Elements. I'm going to use the shade Core. Now, this eyeshadow palette does not appreciate a sticky base. The shadows will pull and they don't blend very nice. So I have just patted down that eye elements with the shade The Cream in the palette and some translucent powder. Now I'm just going to go into shade Prayer on a nice fluffy brush. I'm going to start adding some dimension into that crease. So nothing special here, just nice little buffing circles. Oh, I've just tapped into bloody Do's page, so I'm just going to swap my brush. So I've just switched up to a Morphe MB23 brush just because I accidentally tapped into shade Do's page instead of Prayer with my other brush. And I want this review to be totally fair. So I'm just going again into shade Prayer. And I'm just giving some wiggly little circles, some window wiper motions. There is a lot of kickback in this palette. Now, that doesn't fuss me too much if it's a good palette. I'm just going to go into the crease with a smaller brush. This is just a Morphe brush. I'm sorry, it doesn't have a name. It did just come in a set. And I'm going into the shade Family, which is this nice dark, tapping off, purpley shade. Pigment just isn't great on this colour, to be completely honest. There we go, we're getting there now. worry too much about how it looks just yet, because I have got to blend out. It can be quite messy until I blend it all together. I am quite like that. It always looks horrific before it looks any good. There we go. And I'm just going back into that Morphe MB23 and giving them a little blend together. Oh. That shade just blends out. Like, it just blends to, look, it's just gone. Just blends to nothing. Going to take another fluffy brush and go into the shade Pea Pie, which is the other dark purple in the palette. I'm just trying to get that in the crease where I wanted Shave Family. I'm really sorry if you can hear the wind in the background, guys. We've currently got a storm going on in the UK, which we just ain't used to. We ain't not used to storms. Okay, so we've built up a bit of colour there. Now it doesn't seem to like being blended too much, so I'm going to try and stick to the edges. Going in with a near large eyeshadow brush with absolutely nothing on. God. You cannot tell me that them shadows aren't patchy as hell. Like, look at that. I'm going to go into shade Chia, see if I can just tap it off. Get this to almost work in the crease. Just make it look half presentable. They're really patchy, you can't lie. I'm going to add on the shimmer shade on one eye dry, and then I'm going to go in with the other eye wet on a wet brush, because there is some difference. So this is dry and this is shade Eva Rose. And this is the Look Good Feel Better eye shading brush. That's what that looks like, not great. Taking the same brush, but I'm going to wet it just with a setting spray. Going to go back into shade Eva Rose, and I'm pushing quite hard into it. So you do get a lot more payoff with a wet brush. Now that's fine, it is fine, but for £15 I don't want to have to do that. And maybe that's just me being a little bit cheap, but I just feel like it's not the cheapest palette in the world. You know, £15 for a drugstore palette is pretty up there. I'm just going in with the wet brush just to try and level them out a little bit. Okay. Now I'm going to go under the eye. I'm going to try and get a nice smoke going on because I want to do more of a going outy look for this. What shade do I want to take? I'm going to take Love Tons. This is a lovely, lovely shade, colour wise. So it is building up a little bit better. I'm going to try and go in again with a bit more of the shade Family, that dark purple colour. Just tapping my brush off. I'm just taking it into my outer V. Okay, come on. It's a bit better. I am losing some of the eyeshadow around here. So we're going to take shades. Oh, what are we going to take? Oh my god. Belle Violet, I think. I'm just going to tap that into the inner corner. Oh, that's pretty. Sorry if you can hear my dog bark, and she has got absolutely no consideration for me filming. And then I'm going to try and go in again with that Shave Family. Oh, that's a bit better. So that's what we're looking like up to now. I am going to pop a little bit more of that Eve Rose on my lids, using the same brush so it is wet. There we go. Going to take my Erase concealer. Is that what it's called? What are you called? The Eraser Eye. There we go. And I'm going to go in with my Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge. Oh, I hate that. See, this is why I hate going in to eyeshadow once I've put it on, because I always end up messing up the bloody shape. Right, let's pop some eyeliner on and see how we go. So I'm going in again with my Revolution Renaissance Flick. This retails at £5 and is by far one of my favourite liquid liners. We're going pretty flickalicious. They're flexing it off, aren't they? You okay, Sarah hon? Where you going with them flicks? Just gonna go back in with that Shave Family. I am just not too convinced on this palette in the slightest. I think the eye look is nice, don't get me wrong, but I just think for all the work I've had to put in to make it work, I've got cheaper palettes I just don't have to do that with, and that's kind of frustrating. So I'm going to go away, I'm going to pop some bronzer, some blusher, some highlighter, some lipstick on, and I'm going to do my eyebrows, and I will be back with you very shortly. So there we go guys, that is the finished look. I'll just scooch in so you can get a good look overall. Now while I love the colours of this look, I really like the purples, honestly I am just not a fan of the palette, and like it genuinely guts me to say that because it's another YouTuber. I want to support another YouTuber. I think if you're a big fan of Emily's, then by all means go buy the product, support her. I just don't think the formula is very good, and it is sold at a higher price than, for example, the Soap Does Nails palettes, which are two of my absolute favourite palettes. I just think it's too inconsistent. I really do. Again, that's by no means a judgment of Emily, it's just a judgment of the palettes, and I don't approve it. I would suggest saving your money, but obviously she's lovely. Pop over to her channel, give her some love. Now I'm just sorry guys, I'm just not a fan. I hate to end on a negative. The palette is just too much hard work. You could just use a different palette or a cheaper palette and get the same, if not better, results. So it's a no from me. I am sorry if you disagree with this. It's obviously definitely not meant to hurt or insult anyone. I totally appreciate all the hard work Emily's put into these palettes. They're just not for me, and if they work for you, that is absolutely brilliant. Like, I spent my money on something, I want it to work for me. These didn't get sent to me, and it's the same for you. If you've spent your money on something, I want it to work for you. So if it does work for you, I'm made up. If you've got some hints and tips about how to use the palette, I am more than open to hearing that. If I can make it work for me, I definitely want to. If you fancy watching part 1 of the Emily palettes, please do find it. Oh, hello. Please do find it at the end of this video. I will link it. Please, 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 please like, share, subscribe. I am new on here, so I'm trying to build up my channel. So I will be bringing you new material as and when I possibly can. Hopefully more often than not. Again, if there's any hints or tips for me, pop them in the comments below. If you've got any suggestions or videos, pop them in the comments below. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Again, please like, share and subscribe. I would love you forever. Until the next one, bye bye.